So I think there are two things to consider when you're coming off a PEO. The first is purely from a benefits and cost perspective. It would be tempting to think the rates are the rates are the rates, and whoever you go to, they'll get the same rates. That's not actually true. To a large extent, it depends on your benefits advisor to ability to position you correctly to these carriers. You're coming off a PEO, that means you're a black box. Now, they could choose to look at you in aggressive fashion. They could choose to look at you in a very paranoid fashion. Your benefits advisor can have an impact on that. So the first thing to look at is cost. Make sure you work with someone who is maniacally focused on getting you the best deal. This isn't about a relationship. Ultimately, this is about a vendor. And you need a vendor who will fight for you, and they will fight to get you the best deal, and they will treat every dollar of your capital like it is a dollar of their own. And unfortunately, the traditional insurance brokerage industry doesn't really think that way. The second piece is the technology component. And here, what you really need is a solution that will stitch together as much of the HR workflow as you can. And really, there are three components to that. There's the HRIS, or the onboarding tool. There is the benefit system, and then there is the payroll system. And so, what you're really looking for is something that can sort of replicate the functionality of the PEO, because at this point, a lot of people don't have the internal bandwidth to handle a lot of this stuff themselves. And they actually will assume and not even come off the PEOs, because they'll assume it's impossible off a PEO unless they hire a couple of people to do all this stuff. The reality is, if you pick the right software, it has come a long, long way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that difficult. That said, my overall advice would be to figure out a scalable strategy. And in my mind, that is HR gets to pick the HRIS that they want, finance gets to choose a payroll that they know how to use, and then you need a benefit system and a partner who can help live between those two worlds and help bring it all together for you.